Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome again to the back garden yard. So today is July the 2nd, and it's time to get those plants out of the greenhouse and plant that second summer crop to keep things going. And why I say that is these plants here are the cucumber plants that I've been so proud of, and they have just made me hundreds of cucumbers. But if you see, the shape of this one is not quite right anymore. And here's another one with the same problem. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a mighty tasty cucumber here. And this one is too. But this just tells you that the plants have about played out. And so if you want to have that second crop, the time has come to go ahead and get it planted. This is it. So those that follow my channel know that I'm gonna plant this second crop, and they also know that you could plant seeds now if you wanted to. Now here's your squash seeds and here's your cucumber seeds, or you could plant these. And everybody knows that I had these in the greenhouse, and I made a video when I planted them on June the 13th, and then I made another video on June the 24th to update them. And I've also got some tomato plants over there that I rooted, and all this is going in the ground today because it's time to get the second garden planted. And so, let's get to it. Now, I put this fence up the other day, and I'm using it for a sunscreen. I've taken it down, of course, because we had a big rain today. You can still see remnants of the puddles. So it finally got dry enough, not dry enough, less muddy, that I think I can get out here and plant. So we're going to put these plants in the ground. So you may notice it's late in the evening. That's when you want to do this kind of transplanting. That way at least you give them a night without that strong July sun burning on them to adjust to root shock. So anyway, I've got a bag of compost and manure here that I buy this stuff at Lowe's, and no, they're not compensating me for it. And then I've got here, these are this is rooted. I rooted some suckers, so I'm gonna plant the rooted suckers over here. I'm gonna just show you two of them right quick. And then over here I've got a couple of those cucumber plants that I grew in the greenhouse also, and those were planted on June the 13th. So now it's July the 2nd, and it's time to get them in the ground. So what I'm going to do with this compost and manure is I'm just going to open the bag. And I'm going to fill it about half full. And then I'm going to get regular garden soil that I've already dug up for these holes. And I'll mix it in. Mix it in. And this is all the fertilizer I'm going to use, because remember, this mixture that I've got them in is already very fertile. So that's all I'm going to use at this point in time, because if you put too much fertilizer on when you transplant them, what you're doing is possibly causing root shock. We don't want to do that. We want to let them get established, and then we're going to fertilize them with some 10-10-10. That'll probably be in about a week after let them get set. Okay, so now I've got my mix to put in the holes. Now let's get the plants in there. Here's the first one. We're going to flip it over. And there it comes. You can see the roots have already grown from that sucker all the way down in here. It's now a real tomato plant. I'm going to put it in here like this. And pour in some of this dirt compost mixture. And that one's planted. We're going to do the second one. Same way, we got nice roots all the way down. Actually, I don't want it quite that deep. There we go. Big no-no is planting a tomato plant too deep. Letting that water puddle around the roots, it will stun it, it will kill it. So what you want to do is mound the dirt around it if possible. Okay. And then we're going to use some of this we just dug up, finish filling it up. Can't mound it too much at this point because it's really, I'll have to take these two leaves off as soon as this middle starts growing a little more, but that's got it. And so everybody knows what the next step is. Mulch it. So now I've mulched these two tomato plants and they are set. That will keep the leaves up off the ground until the middle grows up enough that I can cut those leaves off, mound a little more dirt around it, and put the mulch back. That will be the plan. So I don't think anyone wants to watch me plant the other plants, but I'm going to do the exact same procedure with the cucumbers and the squash. And when I finish, I will show you the final result. Okay folks, so we're back. We've got them all planted. Let's see, I got 1, 2, 3, 5 cucumbers, 2 tomatoes, and 4 zucchini planted. There's still some yellow squash in the greenhouse, but there's no more room up here for any more plants. So I'll have to find a new place for those. But basically the July garden, the replacement garden, is now planted, and it's mulched and it's watered and it's ready to go. So I'm going to end this video now. If you like content like this, please like and subscribe, and we will see you on the next video.